One of the interesting things out here at this polling location, a lot of paper ballots being handed out, and they said a reason for that is either there's been an address change or people just want to do it. They want to physically see their hand to paper putting their vote down. Here's how the early in-person voting numbers turned out in Lucas County. Ohio's voting dashboard indicating that so far 83% of the ballots requested have been filled out and returned. In all, more than 50,000 ballots have been cast for early voting. More than 35,000 absentee ballots were requested, with almost 30,000 returned so far.
Many Wood County voters have already voted early. The latest numbers show 85% of voters have returned their ballots so far, with more than 20,000 in-person early votes being cast leading up to Election Day. More than 11,000 absentee ballots were requested, and as of early this afternoon, more than 9,000 have been returned.
There's a real buzz in this facility that we haven't experienced since we've been here around the 3 o'clock hour. 5 o'clock hits, a lot of people getting off work, starting to make their way out to get in line tonight and vote and make a difference. Melissa Andrews, she is part of our team coverage tonight. She is covering the Lucas County Democratic Party out at UAW Local 12. Melissa.
Hey, Jeff, it's been many years since I've actually covered an election here at Local 12 back in my old reporting days, so it's nice to be back here. This is really the place for the Democratic Party to watch those results come in. I'm joined right now by Schuyler Beckwith. She is the chair of the Lucas County Democratic Party. We've been talking a lot about your Get Out the Vote effort, and you've been doing some pretty modern things.
Yeah, we had a massive digital campaign this year, so you probably saw my face on YouTube if you watch YouTube, or playing your Scrabble game on your phone. That is a really efficient and effective way to reach voters. It's all going to be over soon. I know it's kind of annoying also, especially this year.
You talked about going to the polling locations, and I know most of the candidates are still visiting polling locations right now. You believe that every vote counts. What were people saying to you? And you were also giving out sample ballots there.
Yes, absolutely. It's really valuable to have that sort of cheat sheet in your hand when you go into the polling location, and you can pull it out of your pocket and just go right down the ticket, especially for those judicial races locally. It doesn't have a D next to their name, so it's really important.
And most of the races here in Lucas County are uncontested. It's heavily Democratic. Has that made your job a little bit easier, where you can focus some resources in other areas?
Yes, we have been able to really focus on some exciting judicial races, Ken Walls and Amy Stoner, and then Dave Blythe, who's running for State House. We put a lot of resources behind them and made sure we got that word out about those candidates on our ballot.
One of the other things I wanted to mention is you had mentioned that you've talked multiple times to the same voters. I thought that was so interesting, because you're kind of having a relationship, hoping that they'll come over to the Democrat Party.
That's exactly what it is. It's talking to folks and meeting them where they're at. So having real conversations with your neighbors is a really effective way to portray how you feel about the candidates you're supporting.
All right, Schuyler, thanks so much. Good luck to this party tonight and to all the candidates out there. We are going to let her get going. There's so much work to do here at Local 12. For now, reporting live, Melissa Andrews, WTOL 11.